Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade Reckoning of New York. And in the last episode, guys, Kali discovered that the Camarilla is going to play Camarilla games, as they do, because almost everything that she's been doing has basically been at the approval of the circulatory system to find out information about Reynard and what he's been up to. So Kali definitely feels used. Kadir was about to take Kali out since she had kind of outlived her usefulness, but Patty's intervention actually kept that from happening, and now I'm kind of curious where the story's going to go from here. I stumble out into the night. My legs give out and I crash land on the pavement. Dragging myself up, I glare back at the entrance to the new Elysium. The snow's coming down hard now, much more intensely than earlier, covering the building in a thick white coat. Might have been magical if I wasn't seething with rage. Fuck this, and fuck all of you! God damn it, how could I have been such a fucking fool? They're all a bunch of liars, every single one of them. Reynard. What happened to the charmer I thought I knew? Was any of that shit real, or was it all just some fucked up joke to make me the punchline of the entire fucking universe? And Patty. So now I'm just a blind tool, huh? Well, fuck him too. But I get his game. I really do. It's just pathetically sad is what it is. At least he had my back, which is more than I can say for Reynard. I hope Patty gets out in one piece. No. I'm done with this city. Should have bailed the second Reynard left me out to dry. My gang needs to hear about this shit show anyhow. Looks like I'm in for a long, remorseful journey. Just what I need. Might as well drop in onto Angelo. I owe him. And it'd be nice to actually follow through on a promise for once. Anything's better than lingering in this dump. Okay, so we have got a detour. And the main quest. Wow. Yeah, we definitely need to pay a visit to D'Angelo. The Promise and the Monster. I nearly forgot I promised Angelo I'd pick him up on my way out of New York. I better swing by his office. That much I owe him. I'm halfway to where I left my RV before I remember that not only did I promise I'd pick D'Angelo up on my way out of New York, but that he himself asked to leave together more than once. And D'Angelo, although of unclear usefulness, is the only person in this goddamn city who hasn't lied to, manipulated, or used me. The only person I would still consider a friend. That said, the common denominator between all my former friends is none other than me. But I don't have the energy right now to dig myself into that pit. Anyway, my best boy D'Angelo deserves to have his request honored, so I make a small detour and head toward his bureau. What I find there is not pretty. The whole place has been turned upside down. Papers torn and scattered, corkboards toppled over, the bare light bulbs above the desk cracked. But from the lack of bullet holes, scorch marks, broken stakes, etc., I deduced that D'Angelo probably escaped before any hunters laid their grubby paws on him. At least I hope he did. Look at the papers. I gather some of the papers left around the desk and scan them quickly. Notes on hunter activity, a snippet about mysterious bodies burnt to ashes, more hunter activity, Aaron Fletcher's yucky face circled heavily with a red pen. Seems like little Chandler got it right after all. Who would have thought? Well, there's nothing for me here. I turn around and start to head out, but a small smudge on the door catches my attention. It's our code. The one Reynard and I use, I mean. The symbol's been scribbled onto the door by a newbie. I can see the hesitation in the lines, but it's perfectly legible. I understand it immediately, even though it's not one I use very often. Meeting cancelled. All is well. I smile a little, seeing that chicken scratch, as I imagined Angelo tracing it out with supreme focus, his stinky tobacco heater in his other hand. When D'Angelo wheedled me into teaching him our secret language some months ago, I didn't think it would have come in handy. I told him to fuck off the first 7 times he asked. Then finally I caved in and taught the persistent jerk a single sign and told him to be grateful. I'm so happy he remembered. Not only the sign, but also the act of writing it while fleeing for his own life. He believed I would come looking for him, like I promised. Such friends are rare these days. Thank the gods for that D'Angelo. For D'Angelo, at least. All is well. Hey, our favorite Nosferatu got out of there. Good. Death after death. Fuck the tower. Fuck Reynard. And fuck my caretaker, too. I'm done. Out. With Kadir pulling all the Camarilla forces, there's probably no one left to guard the only dependable thing I have in this wretched city. Hey. My fortress on wheels. My mobile haven. Back to the ranch. I'm just now realizing that I've made it here. The haze is kind of lifted, yet this emptiness inside isn't getting any smaller. If anything, it feels like it's expanding, with no end in sight. For now, I push that feeling aside because there she stands, my ride or die, the one true escape pod from the dumpster fire of my reality. Right now, this isn't just a car. It's the gateway in our heist movie that'll blast us out of this shithole and onto the freeway of whatever comes next. Hey baby, your prodigal driver's back. Oh, what did they do to you, girl? Jesus, only I could have... Well, at least it's my stuff that got damaged, mostly. Thank God they left your tires and engine intact. Those assholes. They'll wreck anything meaningful to me. It's alright. I'll take us home. You're gonna be okay. Just need you to do one thing for me. Get me out of here. I can't stay here any longer. I cross my fingers and hope they left the keys behind. The last thing I want is to rip you up any further. I run past the bunkhouse, wrecked by that intrusive Camarilla search, and fall right into the driver's seat. Oh, the comfort of the warm leather creaking under my weight is a small but welcome win. But that feeling's short-lived. The keys are, predictably, missing. I look everywhere. The floor, glove compartment, door pocket, sun visor, even the seat crevices. Zip. Zilch. Nada. That's when I catch it. The distinct jingling of car keys. And it's directly behind me. Ooh. I'm gonna say this is Patty, maybe? Looking for these, I take it? 1,000 needles jab into my brain as I struggle to respond. Did the sheriff have a change of heart about taking me out? But hold on. I know that voice. I know it deep down, even if it's all scratched up. Oh, is this Reynard? Fuck. Could it really be... Bad week, huh? Seriously? Is this a joke? Kadir must have taken my head back at Elysium and all this hell... This is all hell messing with me. Because why would he pick this exact moment of all possible moments to make his grand comeback? Take your time, kid. I know it's a lot. I can't get a word out. Seriously, why can't I speak? I've gone through hell and then some thanks to his bullshit, and now it's finally my turn to lay into him. My voice fails me? And that smirk. What a pretentious jerk. Never again. I just can't. I can't. You didn't show up. I know. I'm sorry, Callie. Don't you look at me like that. Don't fucking start with those puppy eyes. You're the one who left, not me. If there was any other way, trust me, I would have taken it. We lapse into an uneasy silence. On closer inspection, he looks like he's been through the ringer, maybe recovering from torpor or something. But his eyes haven't lost their fire. In fact, they're burning even brighter than before. You look like shit. Breaking the bond will do that to you. Blood bond. A mystically enforced relationship between a vampire and another, mortal or kindred. Drinking the blood of a vampire directly from the vein 3 times creates an intense loyalty in the drinker, resembling infatuation or obsession. The bond loses its grip with time, but is reinforced by repeated drinks from the donor vampire. Another reason that they feared the Sabbat so much, because they all kind of willingly did that. Bond? What's he talking about? How's Aisling holding up? The odd hole looks like a blast zone. It's a wonder Mort didn't bite it last night. Did this asshole actually have the nerve to visit the Elysium ruins after what went down? The sheer fucking hubris, marching straight into the shitstorm like he owns the place, with the whole world on his tail, ready to gloat? Wait. Holy shit. You were there, weren't you? Where we almost got sniped. I should have clicked earlier. The dog. You were bonded. Familus. An animal or a collection of creatures that are bloodbound to a kindred through the use of animalism. Reynard cracks a smile and lets out a soft whistle. Next thing I know, the Doberman I saw on the roof dashes in, wagging its tail enthusiastically, and wraps itself around Reynard's legs. He plays with the dog as he continues speaking. You were knee-deep in shit. After that ritual, I was hanging on by a thread, but I couldn't just let you croak. Our clan, we're a rare breed. Gotta have each other's backs, remember? Oh, and you're really looking out for us now, huh? Beyond your wildest imagination. As the dust settles in my mind, I recall an odd detail. Why did he inquire about the Tremere Regent? It's not like they were close or anything. I don't think so, at least. Why the sudden curiosity about Aisling? I might have made her a promise that honestly I'm not planning to keep. So, how's she doing? Most of the court was pretty much unscathed, but Aisling, she got hurt bad. Like, really bad. I don't see her waking up anytime soon. Reynard's face relaxes. Well, I'll be damned. That's one problem we can scratch off the list. We? Does he actually think he can charm his way out of this? Not this time. He can take his act and shove it. Cut the shit, Reynard. There's no we anymore. Not unless you've got a damn good explanation for all the shit I dug up. He raises his hands in mock surrender. Busted. Then he shifts and sprawls in his seat, settling into his usual yarn-spinning mode. Looks like I'm going to be treated to another story. Part of our old routine that I know all too well. Listen, I know you've been poking around, trying to make sense of things. I get it. No hard feelings. Survival's the game we're all playing. Fill me in on what you've uncovered so I can skip the boring parts. I vow to say nothing. At first. He's lost the right to boss me around, but then, just like that, I'm an open book. He always had this knack, this uncanny ability to crack people open wide. Beats me how he does it, but damn, he still got it. So yeah, I spill everything. Well, almost. Gotta keep some cards close to my chest, just in case. I tell him that the tower nabbed me over stuff I was clueless about, and that I threw him under the bus to buy some time. He nods in silent approval. He'd pull the same move in my shoes. Then I bring up Patty. Oh, so the little rascal who's been tagged along is that caitiff peacemaker, huh? Why? You know him? Not personally, no. Just aware he's out there, taking shit from both sides. Yep, right between a rock and a hard place. How's he been for you? Look, it wasn't even... What I mean is, it's not fucking relevant anymore, alright? It's your story, kid. Spin it the way you want. I quickly push thoughts of Patty to the back of my mind. No need that distraction right now. Don't need that. I tell Raynard that the circulatory system is hot on his trail, all thanks to a leak from the freaking SAD. His lack of surprise irks me. Then I fill him in on Jessica, on what she thinks of him. Jess has always had her issues with me. We're like oil and water. But she never turned down the chance to cash in on our schemes. You read into that however you like. Anyway, it's a relief to know she's doing okay. I skipped the bit about bumping into Ellie Sansarik. Something tells me that intel's best saved for later. I question Raynard about the arms dealing. Like, why even go there? Isn't our usual trade pulling in enough dough? And why with the mortals? Is it really related to the uptick in hunter activity? He gives a thoughtful and pleads for patience. A virtue I'm running low on, but I bite. Finally, I bring up Vitra, the Atarchus on the Hudson. I make it clear I'm aware she's a force to be reckoned with, a genuine danger, and that Raynard is involved with her in some way. It hits me mid-rant. I've been shouting the whole time. I lash out, accusing him of keeping me in the dark, of not trusting me, of using me. But then, I start to cool off. Unloading all of this really did help, but my fury still burns strong. You really went the extra mile, kid. I'm impressed. He gives the dog another look, his brain obviously running some kind of grifter's calculus. Alright, well, let's cut to the chase. You're in this as deep as I am, whether you like it or not. But you deserve the full story, so grab a seat. We're in for the long haul. He slings his legs onto the table, settling into a narrative groove. Yeah, I've been working with Vitra for over a year. All those covert ops you've been running on the dark web, Vitra's fingerprints are all over them. I bite back my anger. Its time will come, just not now. It wasn't overnight, but I managed to get on her good side. I'll spare you the details, but let's just say it involved ferrying herds of mortals to her enclave on the Hudson. His voice takes on a hint of gravitas. What a prick. And then there's Armin Aaron Fletcher with some serious firepower. Why him? Jesus, why him of all people? Well, it's simple. He's loaded with cash and has the power to sway crowds. Plus, there's the fact that public opinion doesn't buy a word he says. Vitra chose him because he's the type whose sudden death, should it come at that, would surprise a soul. It played out just as she predicted. A major hunter assembly fueled by Fletcher's drive and, of course, his deep pockets. It worked a bit too well for my liking, as you've probably noticed. I cast a glance at my healing wounds. Yeah, I've noticed, asshole. Fletcher's antics have turned the city upside down these past months. Wiping out Thin Bloods, destroying a handful of kindred, rekindling the feud between the Camarilla and the Anarchs, even drawing the attention of the feds. What the fuck, Raynard? Why would you agree to fuel this chaos? It's strategically controlled chaos, kid. Something to which Vitra excels. She's playing the long game, and her aim is to grab the city by its throat. It can't be just that, right? His smile is sincere, for once. It almost reassures me that I haven't lost my mojo. It's all a smokescreen. She's after another prize. An ancient blood vial, currently in the possession of none other than the SAD. Crazy, right? But here's the kicker. He leans in, icy blue eyes gleaming. This isn't just any blood. It's from Zapathasura. The Zapathasura. Our clan's antediluvian. The Ravdos antediluvian who had awakened during an opening Gehenna War event called the Week of Nightmares, which was a big thing at the end of 3rd edition. During his waking, he was able to drain Vitae from his clan from afar, driving many of them into a frenzy of cannibalism and destruction, effectively decimating his own clan. Not actually decimating. When you decimate something, you take 10% of it. I hate it when that term is misused. He met his end in Bangladesh to various parties under the noonday. The death of him via sunlight has forever altered the clan with fire in their veins. Yeah, so werewolves got involved, mages got involved, vampires got involved, the technocracy got involved. Like, it was like a lot of groups that normally would not be allies had to be very briefly allies of convenience in order to take him down. Zappa who? Okay. Zapathasura. Stay with me, kid, and get up to speed with our legacy. His familiar cozies up to him, staring at me with relentless intensity. Gotta admit, I've got a soft spot for that dog. Once I got close to Vritra, I bet it all on getting tasked with the heist. She's got resources, but still, it's a direct strike against Archive's most formidable foe. But hey, impossible heists are my specialty. She must have said yes, otherwise you wouldn't be here, dumping all this drivel on me. He grins, oozing cheap soap opera villain vibes. That's right, and here's a nugget for you, something I've kept under wraps. Of course you did. There was a motive behind it all, Callie. No point in sharing dreams that feel out of reach, fantasies just out of grasp. That vial? I had my sights on it long before you came along. I knew it was somewhere on the East Coast, but Vritra pinpointed its exact location. But let me be clear, sharing the blood was never part of my plan. Wow, what a shocker. I'd be offended if he was actually going to let Vritra have it. He falls silent, lost in thought. It's rare to see him like this. Normally he'd snack back almost instantly. But not this time. Something's different. I was there during the Week of Nightmares, you know. Watched our clan nearly get erased, all at that reawakened hands of Zapathasura. Week of Nightmares, the name given by vampires to the week in which Zapathasura, antediluvian of the Ravnos clan, awakened. Generally seen as the beginning of the final nights, the time of signs and portents leading to Gehenna. I'm one of the survivors, and let's just say it left scars. Feels like... shit. I'm actually sorry. Don't sweat it. It's water under the bridge now. But that's precisely why I'm doing all of this. Whatever Vritra has planned for that vial spells doom for us, and we're on thin ice as it is. I won't stand by and watch. It's up to us, our clan, to carve out our destiny. That vial could be the key to pulling us back from the brink, ensuring we don't just fade into obscurity. You seriously think you can outplay her? The same kindred who sent New York into a tailspin with a flick of her wrist? It hasn't been easy. Rich was sharp. Before sending me on this mission, she bound me to her blood to ensure my loyalty. Now, very Sabat. Is this what he meant by breaking the bond? It was torture. Every plan I devised, her visage haunted me. Took me a while, but eventually I managed to concoct a plan slick enough to deceive her. I wonder if that's what's going on with Patty. Patty's probably bloodbound. So, where's your big win? He scrunches his face like a child robbed of his toys. That's the kicker. Last night, just as we were set to breach the Sad Vault, Fletcher threw a curveball by attacking Elysium. That goddamn mess put everyone on high alert. Had agencies scrambling to lock down their assets. The SAD decided to haul their stash out of the city. Classic, right? Let him weave his story. But here's where it gets interesting. The SAD's rolling the convoy out under the New Year's fireworks, while everyone's eyes are glued to the sky. New Year's chaos is our cover. Everyone's gonna be looking the other way, popping champagne while we pull off the heist of the century. I've laid the groundwork, but we might need to improvise. And that's where you come in. I sensed this was coming. The way he spun the story, I just know his tactics all too well. I need someone sharp, someone with a knack for thinking on the fly, someone who doesn't just follow the script, but rewrites it. That's us, Callie. We'll dance around Veritra's thugs and snatch that vial right from under their noses. So, what do you say? What do I say? Well, fuck you is the first thing that comes to mind, but I keep quiet. I'm at a total loss. All I know is I want to punch him so hard, his head ends up in his ass. What he did, I don't think I can ever forgive him. He's proven himself to be so utterly selfish, yet part of me can't deny that his insane scheme sounds exciting. Think about it, Callie. It's not just about doing the job, it's about proving we're the shit, fulfilling our true destiny. Suddenly, it hits me like a ton of bricks. The truth of my dear old sire. He's a murderer. The kind who wears white gloves, flashes a grin while weaving a web of lies, cheats effortlessly as if it were his right, and coldly sheds blood when it suits his agenda. A gaslighting crook, ready to rescue his child, only to betray her when she's no longer useful. How could I have been so blind, so ensnared in the illusion of daddy knows best? Well, joke's on me. But it's over. I'm not that person anymore. No more playing the gullible child. It's time to carve my own path. And who knows? I just might beat him at his own vile game. So, you in? What do you think, asshole? He flashes another one of those smug smiles and makes my blood boil, but I can handle it. I think you see the big picture. I think you've got the strength to put up with me a bit longer. I get your anger. It's justified. But let's do this last job together, and after, if you want me gone from your unlife, so be it. I've got a few questions first. Understandable. Fire away. Is Veritra truly Black Hand? She's got ties to it, right? The Sabbat? Haven't heard anything that suggests she's with them. Sounds like more smoke and mirrors, just part of the web of lies she weaves to keep her moves hidden. Vampire supremacists who see themselves above mortals and any notions of humanity. They are a sect that evokes terror at its mention. Their ideology is utterly inhuman. Their goal is to destroy the antediluvians and subject mortals to a world with vampires at the top, also known as the Sword of Cain. She's a master trader in fear and confusion. And if you're mistaken, then she's outclassed me in the con game by miles, but no, she's not even in my league. She's a strategist, one of the best, but she doesn't play our game. This is the one time I'm hoping his arrogance is actually warranted. Have I quenched your thirst for knowledge? I used to find his bullshit captivating, irresistible even. But I'm a changed kindred now. It's a lot to digest, I get it. No rush, kiddo. Decide in your own time, it's all up to you. If you're in for a ride, catch me tomorrow night, 2 hours before dawn. We'll meet at our regular Chinatown haunt. And I'll be waiting for you. He gets up and strides toward the back exit, his familiar trailing dutifully behind. Remember, whatever you choose, we're still solid. Good seeing you, Callie. Take care. Yeah. The moment he's gone, I collapse onto the steering wheel. My thoughts are all over the place. I mean, jumping into this is clearly idiotic, isn't it? But the prospect of pulling off a major heist sets my whole body abuzz. overpowering my better judgment. Damn, my mind is a mess. Time to clear my head and figure out where to crash for the day. Hopefully Mato won't mind me bunking at his workshop. Okay, guys, well, that went better than I thought it was going to, but at the same time, Reynard's trying to con Callie once again. Wonder if she's going to fall for it. The fact that she finds that so irresistible is really kind of a hallmark of the old Ravnos clan weakness, where every Ravnos had a particular crime that they had to indulge in. They had to roll willpower every time the opportunity presented itself. Otherwise, they'd drop everything and go right to it. But I guess they've just kind of made it a part of their personality and not actually a clan weakness. But we get to visit Mato again, which is awesome. And we will go ahead and do that in the next episode, guys. I hope you all have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.